Hello there, welcome back to another ITH video. Now today is a little bit strange. I am at Bicester Heritage because I've got a whole fleet, if I turn around, of BMWs. They're everywhere. That hangar there is completely full of BMWs. This is the car I actually came here to drive today. This is the M440i X-Drive Coupe. First implementation of the new grille on these. And this could very well be the sort of bargain M4 that people have actually been waiting for. So I'm going to get in, I'm going to walk around a little bit, take some nice beauty shots for you. But as I said, always very, very short on time today. So I'm going to get out, I'm going to drive this on one of their fantastic routes. So here we are in the M440i Coupe X-Drive. Very long name, as these things tend to be these days. This is basically as high as you get in the 4 Series ladder before you get to the all-singing, all-dancing M4. Because this is an M performance model, so it's got the little M at the beginning, which means it is more than just a fast one. It's got a hint of M-y goodness to it. Under the big long bonnet up there, you've got a 3-litre turbocharged inline-6 engine, as is BMW's way with this size car. 370 horsepower, loads of torque, and it goes through the automatic gearbox to all 4 wheels. What it makes is a very, very safe car. You know, if you're going any weather, any conditions, this thing is going to just go and grip because it's got all-wheel drive. I'm just going to talk about the styling of the interior of this car, because I'm not usually a big BMW interior fan. I think they're very boring, safe, they've always done the same thing. But now I'm sitting in this and I'm driving along, and you know what? This is a flipping lovely place to be. They know what they are doing. Elbow on here, wheel. Elbow here, wheel. Comfy. It's just, they know about ergonomics, they really do. The seats are incredibly comfortable as well. They're not the most supportive, but then this isn't an M car, so I wouldn't expect them to be crazy. I'm sitting here driving along in comfort, and you know what? It is a very comfy ride. It really is. I mean, I don't have any issues with this. You could drive hundreds of miles and get out the other end and just be like, yeah, whatever. But of course, what we want to really do is pop it into sport. Instantly you can feel everything tightens up. The steering's a little bit tighter, well, a little bit quicker. The suspension has firmed up, just tensed everything a little bit. The gearbox dropped down a cog, and I can hear more of that exhaust note. And that's one thing that is always lovely about a BMW. That straight 6 howl, even though it's got turbos now, it sounds really, really good. So with 370 horsepower, I mean, it shows how much of a ridiculous state of affairs the world is at the moment, that you think 370 brake and you think, yeah, that's actually not that much. I mean, it's 370 horsepower. That's a lot of power. And this isn't that heavy. Okay, it's no Alpine A110, but it's not a heavy car. It's got 370 horsepower. Oh, see, slowing down there, it was dropping down through the revs, and it gives a wonderful blare, like a bam, bam, from that lovely, lovely engine. Genuinely a beautiful sounding engine, this. As ever, I'd like to say a huge thanks to BOTB for making these videos possible. They give away someone's dream car twice a week, and you can choose from nearly 200 cars to play for, including the M440i and the new M3 competition. Tickets start from just 40p, and you can even add £20,000 cash and fuel for a year. So here I am, 30 miles an hour, and I'm going to floor it and see how this feels. Yeah. Oh my gosh, when it went up to that gear then it really flew. This thing is impressive. That is really, really, really fast. That is flipping quick. Maybe life is all a bit weird at the moment, but when you drive something like this, it genuinely surprises you. I was not expecting it to feel that quick. Before I get to the twisties, it'd be good to talk about the styling. And of course, as is always the way these days with BMW stuff, everything torque-wise focuses on the grille. Yes, their grills have been getting bigger and bigger, and on this one, it is a big, not chromed, but dull chrome effort, and it is very large, and it goes right from the leading edge of the bonnet, right down to the bottom of the bumper, and it's huge, and it's a big feature. What I will say is, as with every car like this, look at it in the metal before judging how this thing looks. To start with, when you take press car photos, they generally take them from low down because it looks more dynamic and aggressive. Nobody is 2 foot up. Okay, there are a few people, but most people aren't 3 feet high tall. So when you stand and look at a car, you look at it from 5.5, 6 feet up, and you can see a much different view of the car, and you don't notice the grille as much. When you're low down, obviously that grille is all you see. When you stand higher up, you get to see everything around. You see the curves of the body, the bonnet lines. Now, especially over here where we've got number plates on the front, that breaks up the grille massively. And you know what? It barely looks any different in reality to the normal one. And with familiarity, you know, I've been walking around looking at these 4 Series all day. It's just normal. That's what it is. You don't even notice it after a while. The bigger issue I have with the 4 Series is actually the back end. I find where it curves from the top of the roof line, goes down into the rear arch, rear haunch kind of boot lid area. I find it a little bit weak. It's not got that kind of, not aggression. You wouldn't expect this one to have too much aggression without pumped up arches and things. It just doesn't really have any you know, it doesn't have any grr to it. Now, it's also worth talking tech, because this is loaded with tech. Obviously, being a press car, it's got every box ticked as well. Biggest thing is the head-up display. That is so clear. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I really, really want a head-up display on my next car. It looks so crisp, so clear, and all the instructions you need. So your sat nav and turn directions, speed, and what the speed limit is, are all there right in front of your eye line. You don't have to take your eyes off that road at all. So much safer. Okay, getting this thing out on the open road a bit more now. Ready? Woo! Really does absolutely fly. And this is the good thing, really, because now I'm on some twisty stuff. You get to really experience just how well BMW have sorted the handling on this car. It really is. It's properly exciting to drive, yet at the same time comfy and not intimidating, I guess. An M car is usually very intimidating. They are snarly and aggressive and juddery and all that kind of stuff. This just isn't. This is nice and normal and easy to drive, and then when you want to, it makes that kind of noise, it gives that kind of shove in the back, and you know what, this thing really does handle. The damping especially is very, very well judged in this car. For our roads in the UK, this is nearly perfect, I'd say. So to summarise the M440, I'd say it's a genuinely brilliant car. If you can get on with the styling at the rear and of course at the front if you're that way inclined, then it's a properly brilliant car to drive. Great interior, great seats, all that kind of stuff, an amazing performance. And the handling really is, for such a fairly decent sized car, it's very nimble. I guess the only big thing is, can you live with the styling? I probably could in a slightly more exciting colour, and definitely without black wheels, because I don't like black wheels. But anyway, I've got to carry on, I've got to do some more filming, and I've got to try and get some seat time with something very exciting that they brought along to this BMW Drive Day that was a bit of a surprise. So I'm going to try and get back and get some time with that. Okay, so this was a bit of an unexpected treat today. We had lots of Minis and BMWs and M cars around, but this is the only day on this week press thing that this M3 has been here. So I'm going to take a look around it and see if these are actually as bad as people talk about. I'll give you a hint, they're not. Right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a walk around. Slightly unusual way of doing things for me, but what do we think of the grills? The grill is absolutely nowhere near as obvious as you think, especially when we have a number plate on the front like we have here in the UK. Now obviously they have got this in my favourite colour, this absolutely gorgeous sort of emerald green colour, and it doesn't seem to show up on camera. I'm looking at the back of this screen now and it looks very dull and flat, whereas in reality it's really bright. I'm going to take you around and show you some of these really nifty little details on here. Bonnet. These little scallops here, not entirely certain about those. I'd like it if they actually did something and there was a bit of a, a vent in there, but yeah, interesting to see. Got the BMW laser lights there. And I just think, take a look at this and tell me that it doesn't look insanely aggressive, because I think it does. Now this is where the old M3 really came into its own, which was at the rear three-quarter view. So you had these gorgeous flared arches out the back there. Really a big fan of those. These things here, these sound incredible. I've got a clip of when one of the guys started it up earlier, and yeah, it really does sound very beefy for a little six-cylinder engine. This has got all the carbon bits on it. Nice little carbon lip spoiler. We've got a carbon roof as well, very nice. You can just about see in there. They are some incredible looking seats. Very nice. But this is the bit I want to talk about. And it's the only bit that really jars for me. You see, for me the grille is the grille and that's fine. It's this section here. When you look around, this particular part here of the rear arch, it really does stick out to me. It actually comes out almost at 90 degrees at this point. I'm not really sure about that. It's obviously that they've kept the same rear door to save costs, but yeah, I don't really I guess we'll get used to it after a while, but you can see just how big those rear wheels are. They've had to, even with these huge arches in the UK, you have to have these little additional bits on here. But you can see, if I just bend down, you can see the dish on those alloys. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't really like black wheels at all, but I think it really suits this colour. So there you go. There's the little teaser of the new M3. I've got to say, I was just like everybody else when I first saw the pictures on the internet, and I thought, yeah, that grille, you know what? Wait till you see it in the flesh. I honestly tell you, wait till you see it in the flesh before making a judgment, because I think this looks absolutely fantastic. A couple of little design details I'm not a fan of. The grille isn't one of them. Okay, so that was the BMW Press UK Drive Day Showcase. I had an absolutely fantastic time, and a huge thanks to BMW for inviting me along. Now, there are also lots and lots of BMWs that you can play for in the BOTB Dream Car competition. You only have to be 17 years old or older to play, and they give away someone's dream car twice a week. So please do look at the links in the description below and check them out. And come back for our other videos. There's lots more to come. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.